The soft hum of computers filled the air at SETI's headquarters in Mountain View, California. Dr. Ilara Chen sat hunched over her terminal, eyes scanning endless streams of data. It was a typical Tuesday night shift, until it wasn't. A sharp beep cut through the ambient noise, causing Ilara to jump. Her eyes widened as she stared at the screen, heart pounding. "No way," she whispered, fingers flying across the keyboard. "This can't be real." But it was. After decades of searching, humanity had finally received a clear, unmistakable signal from an extraterrestrial intelligence. Within hours, the news spread like wildfire. Governments scrambled, the UN convened emergency sessions, and the world held its collective breath. Amid the chaos, a plan emerged. Earth would send a delegation to meet these aliens, the Zirconians, at a neutral location in deep space. Dr. Chen found herself aboard the sleek spacecraft Odyssey, along with diplomats, linguists, and military personnel from various nations. As they approached the rendezvous point, a massive Zirconian vessel came into view, dwarfing their ship. "It's like a city in space," breathed Colonel Sarah Hawkins, her usual stoic demeanor cracking with awe. The human delegation was escorted into a vast, glimmering hall aboard the alien ship. The Zirconians towered over them, their iridescent scales shimmering under the ethereal light. High Emissary Zuxtol, their leader, stepped forward. "Greetings, humans of Earth," Zuxtol's words echoed in their minds, courtesy of advanced translation technology. "We welcome you to the galactic community." What followed was a whirlwind of introductions, cultural exchanges, and preliminary negotiations. The humans, eager to make a good impression, shared their history, achievements, and aspirations. However, as the meetings progressed, a subtle shift occurred in the Zirconians' demeanor. Their initial curiosity gave way to thinly veiled condescension. During a tour of the Zirconian ship, Dr. Chen noticed High Emissary Zuxtol and his advisors speaking in hushed tones, their translator devices switched off. Their body language spoke volumes, sideways glances, dismissive gestures. Later, at a formal dinner, the tension finally broke. Ambassador Lai Wei of China, attempting to highlight human technological prowess, mentioned their recent advancements in fusion energy. High Emissary Zuxtol let out a sound that could only be described as a snort. "Fusion. My dear ambassador, we mastered that technology millennia ago. It's quaint that you consider it an achievement." The room fell silent. Ambassador Li's face flushed with embarrassment and anger. Colonel Hawkins, her patience wearing thin, spoke up. "With all due respect, High Emissary, we may not be as advanced as your civilization, but we've made remarkable progress in a short time. Our adaptability and determination—" "Determination?" Zuxtol interrupted, his tone dripping with disdain. "Is that what you call it? We've observed your species, humans. Your history is marred by conflict, your planet ravaged by your own hand. You speak of progress, yet you cling to primitive concepts like nationalism and war." Dr. Chen felt a chill run down her spine. "You've been watching us?" she asked, her scientific curiosity overriding her growing unease. "Of course," replied Zuxtol. "We monitor all developing species. It's our duty as an advanced civilization to guide the younger races, or, in some cases, to protect the galaxy from them." The implication hung heavy in the air. Humanity wasn't being welcomed, they were being judged. Ambassador Yuki Tanaka of Japan attempted to salvage the situation. "Surely, High Emissary, every species has its struggles during development. We have much to learn, but also much to offer. Perhaps if you gave us a chance." "A chance?" Zuxtol's laugh was cold. "Your kind is barely out of its cradle, fumbling with toys you call technology. You're not ready for the greater galaxy. It would be irresponsible of us to allow you to roam freely among the stars." Colonel Hawkins stood abruptly, her chair scraping against the floor. "So what? You're going to quarantine us? Keep us prisoner in our own solar system?" The room erupted into chaos. Diplomats argued, voices raised in a cacophony of Earth's languages. Dr. Chen watched in horror as years of SETI's dreams crumbled before her eyes. High Emissary Zuxtol raised a hand, silencing the room with an unseen force. "Enough," he said, his mental voice resonating with authority. "We are not barbarians. We will not imprison you. But neither will we welcome you into the galactic community. Not until you prove yourselves worthy." And how exactly are we supposed to do that? Dr. Chen found herself asking, surprising even herself with her boldness. Zuxtol's eyes gleamed with an emotion Chen couldn't quite place. Was it amusement? Cruelty? "If you're so determined to join us among the stars, then you must prove your worth. We will issue a challenge, a test of your scientific and technological capabilities." The human delegation exchanged wary glances. Ambassador Lai spoke up. "What kind of challenge?" "We will provide you with a problem, one that has puzzled even our greatest minds. If you can solve it, you will have proven your potential. If not..." Zuxtol let the sentence hang. "And if we refuse this challenge?" Colonel Hawkins asked, her voice tight with suppressed anger. "Then you will remain as you are, isolated, alone, and ignorant of the wonders that lie beyond your tiny world," Zuxtol replied. "The choice is yours." As the humans huddled together, discussing their options in hushed tones, Dr. Chen couldn't shake the feeling that everything had gone terribly wrong. This wasn't the joyous first contact they had dreamed of. Instead, humanity found itself facing an impossible choice: rise to an unknown challenge or resign themselves to cosmic isolation. The fate of Earth hung in the balance, resting on a challenge they hadn't even heard yet. As Dr. Chen looked around at her fellow delegates, the mix of fear, determination, and spark of defiance in their eyes, she realized that this was more than a test of technology. It was a test of the very essence of humanity. Little did the Zarkonians know, they had just ignited a fire in the hearts of every human on that ship, a fire that would soon spread to Earth itself. Humanity had been underestimated before, and they had always risen to the challenge. This time would be no different. As they prepared to hear the details of the Zarkonian challenge, Dr. Chen squared her shoulders. Whatever lay ahead, she knew one thing for certain: humanity wasn't going down without a fight. The galactic challenge. The return journey to Earth was tense. As the Odyssey cut through the void of space, its human occupants grappled with the weight of their encounter. Dr. Elara Chen stared out of a viewport, the stars streaking by in silence, a stark contrast to the tumultuous emotions within the ship. "We should have told them to shove their challenge where the sun doesn't shine," Colonel Hawkins grumbled, pacing the length of the common area. Ambassador Lai sighed, rubbing his temples. "And doom humanity to isolation? We had no choice, Sarah." Dr. Chen turned from the window. "No, we didn't. But we do have a choice in how we face this challenge." As they neared Earth, the ship buzzed with activity. Plans were made, strategies devised. By the time they landed, the world was waiting with bated breath. The UN General Assembly convened an emergency session. Representatives from every nation crowded into the hall, a sea of faces etched with concern and determination. Dr. Chen found herself on the podium, tasked with explaining the Zarkonian challenge to the world. She took a deep breath and began. "The Zarkonians have presented us with a problem that they claim has puzzled even their most brilliant minds. They call it the quantum entanglement conundrum." A murmur rippled through the assembly. "The challenge is this: to create a stable, large-scale quantum network capable of instantaneous communication across vast distances without the limitations of our current understanding of physics." The hall erupted in a cacophony of voices. Scientists argued about the impossibility of the task, politicians demanded action, and military leaders warned of the potential threats. Amid the chaos, a calm voice cut through the noise. "It's not impossible." All heads turned to the back of the hall. A petite woman with wild, graying hair stood up. Dr. Samantha Reeves, a renowned quantum physicist known for her eccentric but brilliant ideas. "Dr. Reeves," Chen said, relief evident in her voice. You have a solution. Reese made her way to the podium, her eyes gleaming with excitement. Not yet, but I have an idea. One that could change everything we know about quantum mechanics. Over the next hour, Dr. Reese outlined her theory. It was radical, pushing the boundaries of known physics. She proposed harnessing the power of exotic matter to create a network of quantum singularities, linked through a yet undiscovered subatomic particle she dubbed the entanglan. As she spoke, the atmosphere in the hall shifted. Skepticism gave way to curiosity, then to cautious hope. It's a long shot, Reese admitted. But isn't that what humanity does best? We take long shots. We defy the odds. It's how we've always progressed. Her words struck a chord. One by one, nations pledged their support. Resources were pooled, sanctions lifted. For the first time in history, the entire world united under a single banner, Project Entanglan. Months passed in a flurry of activity. The best minds from every corner of the globe converged on a massive new facility built in the Atacama Desert. Dr. Chen found herself at the heart of it all, coordinating between teams, translating complex theories into actionable plans. But progress was slow. Each breakthrough was met with new challenges. The Zirconians, true to their word, provided no assistance. Their massive ship loomed in Earth's orbit, a constant reminder of what was at stake. Late one night, as Dr. Chen pored over simulation results, she felt a presence behind her. It was Colonel Hawkins, looking as tired as Chen felt. Any progress? Hawkins asked, handing Chen a much-needed coffee. Chen shook her head. We're close to stabilizing the quantum field, but maintaining it is proving difficult. Hawkins nodded, her eyes distant. You know, when I was in flight school, my instructor always said that the impossible is just the possible that hasn't been done yet. Chen smiled weakly. Let's hope your instructor was right. As dawn broke over the desert, alarms blared throughout the facility. Chen and Hawkins rushed to the main laboratory. They found Dr. Reese dancing around a holographic display, her hair even wilder than usual. We did it, Reeves shouted, her voice hoarse with excitement. We've created a stable entanglan. The room erupted in cheers. Scientists hugged, technicians high-fived, and even the usually stoic Colonel Hawkins cracked a smile. But their celebration was short-lived. As the initial excitement faded, the enormity of the task ahead set in. They had taken the first step, but the journey was far from over. Weeks turned into months. The world watched and waited. News channels ran constant updates on Project Entanglan. Children played with toy quantum communicators, and Entanglan became the hottest buzzword in pop culture. Yet, behind the scenes, the pressure mounted. Each day brought them closer to the Zirconian deadline. The scientific team worked around the clock, pushing themselves to the brink of exhaustion. It was during one of these marathon sessions that disaster struck. An experiment went awry, causing a massive power surge. The quantum containment field collapsed, and in a blinding flash of light, half of the main laboratory was vaporized. As the dust settled, Dr. Chen found herself staring at the smoking ruins of months of work. The mood in the facility plummeted. Whispers of giving up, of accepting humanity's cosmic isolation, began to circulate. In the aftermath of the accident, an emergency meeting was called. World leaders, connected via holographic projections, debated the future of Project Entanglan. Perhaps, one leader suggested, is hologram flickering? We should accept our limitations. The Zirconians were right. We're not ready. The room fell silent. It seemed that hope, which had burned so brightly, was about to be extinguished. Then, Dr. Reese stood up. Her lab coat was singed, her face smudged with soot, but her eyes blazed with determination. No, she said, her voice quiet but firm. We are not giving up. Do you know why? She walked to the center of the room, commanding everyone's attention. Because that's not who we are. We are humanity. We looked at the vast empty sky and said, we will fly. We gazed at the moon and said, "We will walk on you." Time and again, we've been told something is impossible, and time and again, we've proven otherwise. She pointed to the ruins visible through the window. This is just another hurdle. We've faced worse. We've overcome worse, and we will overcome this. Dr. Chen felt a surge of emotion. She stood up, joining Reeves. Dr. Reeves is right. We've made incredible progress. We know more about quantum mechanics now than we ever have. We're on the brink of a breakthrough. We just need to push a little harder. One by one, others stood. Colonel Hawkins, Ambassador Lai, scientists, technicians, leaders from around the world. A wriggle of determination spread through the room, across the holographic projections, and out into the world. In that moment, watching the renewed fire in the eyes of her colleagues, Dr. Chen realized something profound. The Zirconians had underestimated humanity. They saw only their technological inferiority, their fractious history. They failed to see the one thing that truly defined humanity, their indomitable spirit. As the meeting concluded with a unanimous vote to continue the project, Dr. Chen couldn't help but smile. The Zirconians had meant to humble humanity. Instead, they had united them, challenged them, inspired them to reach further than they ever had before. The road ahead was still long and fraught with obstacles. But as she looked at the determined faces around her, Dr. Chen knew one thing for certain: humanity was ready to show the galaxy what they were truly capable of. Little did the Zirconians know, their challenge was about to backfire spectacularly. Humanity was not just rising to the occasion, they were about to revolutionize the very fabric of the universe. As Dr. Chen left the conference room, her mind raced with possibilities. The project they had just greenlit was audacious, to say the least. It would push the boundaries of human knowledge and capability far beyond what anyone had thought possible just a few short years ago. She made her way to her office, the familiar hum of the research facility's advanced equipment a comforting background noise. As she sat at her desk, her gaze fell on a holographic display of the Milky Way, with a pulsing red dot indicating the last known location of the Zirconian fleet. Dr. Chen allowed herself a moment to reflect on how far they'd come. When the Zirconians had first appeared in Earth's orbit, their massive ships blotting out the stars, humanity had been terrified. The aliens' message had been clear: prove your worth or be erased from existence. But instead of cowering, humanity had risen to the challenge. Scientists, engineers, and dreamers from every corner of the globe had come together, pooling their knowledge and resources. What had started as a desperate bid for survival had evolved into something far greater. She pulled up the schematics for their latest breakthrough, a theoretical model for manipulating the quantum fabric of space-time itself. If they could make it work, it would revolutionize not just space travel, but our fundamental understanding of the universe. A knock at her door interrupted her thoughts. Dr. Ramirez, her longtime colleague and friend, entered with an excited gleam in his eyes. "Chen, you won't believe this," he said, barely containing his enthusiasm. "The simulations we ran last night on the quantum entanglement drive, they worked. Not just worked, they exceeded our wildest expectations." Dr. Chen's eyes widened. "Show me," she said, leaning forward. Ramirez quickly pulled up a series of complex equations and 3D models on her holographic display. As Dr. Chen absorbed the information, her heart began to race. If these results were accurate, they weren't just looking at a new form of propulsion. They were on the verge of cracking the code of the universe itself. This changes everything," she whispered, her mind already racing ahead to the implications. Ramirez nodded, his expression a mix of awe and determination. The Zirconians thought they were giving us an impossible task, but they underestimated us. With this technology, we could potentially reach them in a matter of weeks instead of the centuries they expected. Dr. Chen stood up, a fierce smile spreading across her face. "Then let's not waste any time. Assemble the team. We're about to show the Zirconians and the rest of the galaxy what humanity is truly capable of." As Ramirez hurried out to gather their colleagues, Dr. Chen turned back to the galactic display. The pulsing red dot that had once seemed so distant, so threatening, now felt like a challenge waiting to be met. "Get ready, universe," she murmured. "Humanity is coming, and we're bringing miracles." Little did the Zarkonians know, their attempt to test humanity was about to spark a revolution that would reshape the cosmos. As Dr. Chen and her team delved deeper into the mysteries of quantum mechanics and space-time manipulation, they were on the cusp of discoveries that would not only secure humanity's place among the stars, but potentially redefine the very nature of existence itself. The next chapter of human history was about to be written, and it promised to be more extraordinary than anyone could have imagined. As Dr. Chen and Dr. Ramirez dove into the groundbreaking data, the atmosphere in the research facility crackled with excitement. Word spread quickly, and soon the lab was buzzing with activity as scientists and engineers from various departments gathered to witness the dawn of a new era. Dr. Chen addressed the assembled team, her voice steady but filled with barely contained enthusiasm. "What we've achieved here today is nothing short of revolutionary. The quantum entanglement drive isn't just a means of propulsion, it's a key to unlocking the fundamental secrets of the universe." She gestured to the holographic display, which now showed a dizzying array of equations and simulations. "Our initial tests suggest that we can create stable wormholes, effectively folding space-time to traverse vast distances almost instantaneously. But that's just the beginning." Dr. Ramirez stepped forward, continuing the explanation. "The implications go far beyond space travel. We're talking about potential applications in energy production, matter manipulation, even the possibility of accessing parallel universes." A murmur of excitement rippled through the crowd. Dr. Chen held up her hand, bringing focus back to the immediate task at hand. "But first things first, our priority is to develop a working prototype of the quantum entanglement drive. We need to show the Zarkonians, and ourselves, what we're capable of." The team broke into smaller groups, each tackling different aspects of the monumental task ahead. Some focused on refining the theoretical models, while others began designing the physical components of the drive. The facility hummed with renewed purpose, the air thick with the sense that they were on the brink of something truly extraordinary. As the days turned into weeks, progress was swift. The global scientific community, once fractured by national interests, now worked in unprecedented harmony. Breakthroughs came in rapid succession, each one building on the last. 3 months into the project, Dr. Chen stood before a test chamber, heart pounding. Inside was a prototype of the quantum entanglement drive. Small, about the size of a microwave oven, but potentially more powerful than all the rocket engines ever built combined. Initiating test sequence, Dr. Ramirez announced, his fingers dancing over the control panel. The room held its breath as the drive hummed to life. Instruments recorded data at a furious pace as energy levels rose. Suddenly, a small sphere of shimmering light appeared above the device. "My God," someone whispered. "Is that?" "A micro-wormhole," Dr. Chen confirmed, her voice filled with awe. "We did it." The test was a resounding success. Within days, preparations began for a larger-scale demonstration. The world watched in amazement as the first human-made wormhole large enough for a probe was created, connecting 2 points on Earth instantaneously. As news of the achievement spread, the mood on Earth shifted dramatically. The fear and uncertainty that had plagued humanity since the Zarkonians' arrival gave way to a renewed sense of hope and purpose. People looked to the stars not with trepidation, but with anticipation. 6 months after the initial breakthrough, Dr. Chen found herself standing before a vastly different audience. Representatives from every nation on Earth, along with key scientific and military leaders, had gathered to witness the culmination of their efforts. A sleek spacecraft, the Odyssey, stood ready on the launch pad. It was humanity's answer to the Zarkonian challenge, a vessel capable of crossing the galaxy in the blink of an eye. As the final countdown began, Dr. Chen's thoughts drifted to the journey ahead. They were about to venture into the unknown, armed with technology that would have been considered magic just a year ago. The Zarkonians had meant to test humanity's worth, but in doing so, they had catalyzed an evolutionary leap in human capabilities. The Odyssey's quantum entanglement drive roared to life, bathing the launch site in ethereal light. In a flash that outshone the sun, the ship vanished, leaving behind a stunned but exhilarated Earth. As they hurtled across the cosmos towards the Zarkonian fleet, Dr. Chen and her crew knew they carried with them the hopes and dreams of their entire species. Humanity had been challenged to prove its worth, and now they were ready to show the galaxy that they were not just worthy of existence, but capable of reshaping reality itself. The next chapter in cosmic history was about to unfold, with humanity poised to take its place among the stars, not as supplicants, but as pioneers of a new age of exploration and discovery. The Odyssey emerged from the quantum tunnel in a brilliant flash of light, its crew momentarily disoriented by the sudden transition. As their vision cleared, they found themselves face to face with the imposing Zarkonian fleet, a collection of massive vessels that dwarfed their own ship. Dr. Chen, standing on the bridge, took a deep breath to steady herself. "Open a channel to the Zarkonian command ship," she ordered, her voice calm despite the gravity of the situation. The viewscreen flickered to life, revealing the alien visage of the Zarkonian leader. Its multifaceted eyes regarded the human crew with a mixture of surprise and curiosity. "Greetings, Zarkonian friends," Dr. Chen began, her words carefully chosen. "We come in peace, bearing the fruits of our labor. You challenged us to prove our worth, and we have risen to that challenge." The Zarkonian leader's tentacles rippled, a gesture that the crew's xenolinguists had learned to interpret as intrigue. "You've arrived far sooner than anticipated, humans," it responded, its voice a harmonious blend of tones. "And through means we did not foresee. Explain." Dr. Chen nodded to Dr. Ramirez, who stepped forward. "We have developed what we call a quantum entanglement drive," he explained, activating a holographic display of the technology. "It allows us to create stable wormholes, effectively folding space-time to traverse vast distances instantaneously." The Zarkonian leader's eyes widened, all four of them focusing intently on the hologram. "Impossible," it murmured. "Such technology is beyond even our most advanced theories." "And yet, here we are," Dr. Chen said, a hint of pride in her voice. "We've not only met your challenge but exceeded it. We've unlocked secrets of the universe that we believe could benefit all sentient species." The bridge of the Zarkonian ship erupted in a flurry of activity, with various alien crew members chittering excitedly in their native tongue. The leader raised a tentacle, silencing them. "You have indeed surprised us humans," it said, its tone now filled with respect. "We came to test you, to determine if your species was worthy of joining the galactic community. We never imagined you would present us with technology that could revolutionize space travel for all." Dr. Chen smiled. "We believe that knowledge and discovery should be shared for the betterment of all. We're prepared to work alongside the Zarkonians and other species to further develop this technology and explore its potential applications." The Zarkonian leader was silent for a moment, seemingly deep in thought. Finally, it spoke. "Dr. Chen, you and your crew have not only proven humanity's worth, but have also demonstrated a level of ingenuity and cooperation that is rare in the cosmos. We would be honored to welcome humanity into the galactic community and to collaborate on this groundbreaking technology." A cheer erupted on the bridge of the Odyssey. Dr. Chen felt a wave of relief and excitement wash over her. They had done it. Humanity had secured its place among the stars. "There is much to discuss," the Zarkonian leader continued. "We invite you to dock with our command ship. There is a galaxy of knowledge to share, and it seems that humans have much to teach as well as learn." As the Odyssey maneuvered towards the massive Zarkonian vessel, Dr. Chen couldn't help but marvel at how far they had come. What had begun as a desperate race for survival had transformed into an opportunity for unprecedented cosmic cooperation. The quantum entanglement drive had not only propelled humanity across the stars, but had also opened the door to a new era of interstellar relations. As they prepared to board the Zarkonian ship, Dr. Chen knew that this was just the beginning of humanity's greatest adventure. The stars, once distant and unreachable, now beckoned with infinite possibilities, and humanity, hand in hand with their new alien allies, stood ready to answer that call, to explore the vast cosmos and unravel its deepest mysteries. The future, it seemed, was limited only by their imagination and their newfound ability to bend the very fabric of space-time to their will. The age of quantum exploration had begun, and humanity was at its forefront.